Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
Every morning at 3 a.m. because that's when I start my grind in. And I got no time for stumbling and chit chat talk with a fake friend. I'm on my grind, yeah. I'm on my grind. You need a job, I'm on my grind.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to Kingdom Business Builders with Clay Clark, how to create a kingdom business for such a time as this. All right, we're going to bring Clay on right after a couple quick announcements. First is Kingdom Fuel. That's something Clay's been doing the last few weeks, the Kingdom Fuel Challenge. All right, get your Kingdom Fuel full meal replacement. You can see this on the next chart versus the cost of it. Right there, amazing. $1.90 for 1 scoop, 2 scoops, $3.80. Again, a pure meal replacement compared to Big Mac, Chick-fil-A, and Whopper. Great savings, and it makes your body a temple. We also have the $9.99 fuel sampler. You can try the sampler pack, and it comes with recipes. I have mine every day. My wife makes it. It is the best. All right, Purely Prepared Patriot. No prescription needed. Use the QR code, hydroxychloroquine, Finben, ivermectin, no prescription, 40% off. Get that today so you're stocked up against whatever variant and virant they try to throw at us again. Chronology, this is my go-to to sleep every night. Buy one, get one free shipping. Great deal. They also have a pet line for your pets called Cowboy Up. and it does wonders for our cat, our Boaz, our bull, and our dog Judah as well. All right, our hearts and prayers go out to the people in Texas. I'm watching this on many news networks right now. Severe flooding has devastated communities in Texas, leaving families displaced and urgent need of support. His Glory has boots on the ground, ready to respond with practical help, prayer, and the love of Christ. Your gift allows us to mobilize emergency aid, assisting cleanup and recovery efforts, and provide spiritual care to those affected. So you can scan there. We have our Chief of Security, John, former Marine, Michael down there on our team, and Chris Burgard with his Glory trucks, generators, and assessing what is needed. And we'll get it to the front of the line as soon as we possibly can. So our hearts and prayers go out to the people of Texas. All right, those are all the updates. It's time for Clay Clark.
Greetings, Dave. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful, Clay.
Hey, I'm super excited to be here with you. I know I've got a little bit of a delay here today. It's probably just the size of my head that's causing this problem. But I will tell people I'm down 13 pounds in about, 13 days on the Sherwood diet. Now, what I'm doing here, this is a hard pivot I'm taking today. I normally add stuff to the Sherwood. We'll add like some, we'll get the Sherwood meal replacement. I'll throw in like some blueberries or, throw in something there to give a little flavor to it. What I'm doing now is I'm going hardcore now. I'm going where it's like I'm just gonna have it and just there's no additives to it, okay? And I'm happy to report I'm not dead yet. People have been saying, Clay, you look so tan, man. That Sherwood, is that helping your skin? No, it doesn't help my skin. The Sherwood is a meal replacement. It's got all the nutrition, all the nutrients. But I have been going outside a lot lately just because of some business ventures I'm involved in, and so I've got a lot of sun recently. So the Sherwood has no impact on my skin pigmentation, but it has certainly caused 13 pounds of weight loss so far. But again, we're making that pivot today, going no additives on this thing. So we'll see what happens, Dave.
Well, I have a shaker. When my wife is not around, because she makes the best shake with the Kingdom Fuel. She's not around. I just go hardcore too. Just water and the shake. That's it. Get her down.
Oh, yeah, it's like an MRE. So that's anyway. So again, folks, Sherwood.tv, that's the product. If you go to hisglory.me, you can see the whole Kingdom partners, the business partners. I encourage you to check it out. My wife, the kids, we consume these Sherwood shakes constantly. Last year, I lost almost 25 pounds within a 30-day window just eating Sherwood only products. So we'll see what happens again this time. Now, this week, what we're talking about today is how to there's 5 super moves to generate more leads to help your business succeed. So 5 super moves that you can use to help you generate more leads to help your business succeed. So I'm going to pull up a screen share so our listeners can kind of follow along here. So first thing here is I'm going to show you 4 examples. One of my clients, he has a fitness business in Boise, Idaho. And I think your listeners can see it. It's called Cavell Fit. Dave, this is crazy. I've worked with this gentleman for over 15 years, the same client for over 15 years, CavellFit.com right there in Boise, Idaho. Switching gears, this is Sky House company. They build beautiful homes in the Northeast and the mountains there in the Appalachian Mountain region there. Unbelievable company, skyhousecompany.com. Third example is BrianDWiggs.com. BrianDWiggs.com. And on that whole wig theme, Dave, we're going to talk about hair. Elephant in the room, our haircut chain there, elephant in the room. So we got Brian D. Wiggs, okay, big wigs, big perm, big hair. The home builder, Brian D. Wiggs. We got elephant in the room. We chop the wigs for men out there. We've got Cavell Fit. We've got Sky House Company. And I want to teach you how we worked with them to generate more leads. But before I do that, Dave, I want to get your thoughts. So many people, they go to thrivetimeshow.com. And when they go to thrivetimeshow.com, they want to learn, obviously, more about our upcoming workshops. I just spoke to Eric Trump today. He'll be joining us at our September 25th and 26th business workshop. It's going to be a packed house. Eric Trump, Julie Green, yourself, Mel K. It's going to be great there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Dr. Stella Emanuel. But the biggest question I get asked at our conferences, the most common question I get asked from entrepreneurs is, Clay, can you help me generate leads? So, Dave, I want to ask you this. I want to tap into your corporate America wisdom. Why does every business owner by default need help generating more inbound leads from ideal and likely buyers who are interested in actually buying something?
Yeah, you got to have a big funnel of leads that just trickles down to the actual sale. So if you don't have enough leads, you're not going to get enough sales. You got to flood that funnel with leads as much as you possibly can and work on your sales closing abilities to take your revenue to an all new high.
So let's talk about it for a second. I'm going to take a quick field trip while I'm on the show. It's a live field trip. 1 second, folks. Live field trip. Hang in there. Field tripping. Coming back. Okay. Breaking all the rules of broadcasting. We're doing it. Field tripping. Okay. So this Sherwood product here, which I'm living on right now, Sherwood spent years, I'm not kidding, years studying this stuff. You talk about what's in it. It's healthy, it's wife approved, it's organic, it lasts a long time. But Dr. Sherwood spent years obsessing. If anybody hasn't met him, he is like it's like the Incredible Hulk meets doctors. I mean, this guy's in great physical shape. And so, but if research had gone into this canister and he never was able to get in front of his ideal in life, God-fearing people want to treat their body like their temple, he would not have had any sales. So again, no matter how great your product is, and this is a great product, you've got to get in front of your ideal and likely buyer. So let's get into the brass tacks. I'm sorry, my internet connection is being weird. Everybody hang in there with me. I promise it may get worse, but the audio will maintain strong. So here we go. So step number 1, you got to be intentional about your above the fold content. What does that mean? Dave, there's a tool called luckyorange.com you can put on every website, and it shows you where people are clicking. Luckyorange.com is the tool, and it shows you where people click on a website. And Dave, would it shock you that most people who visit a website don't scroll down farther than 2 mouse scrolls? So they go to the homepage and they scroll down a maximum of twice on average. This is well over 90% of users. They go to skyhousecompany.com, they scroll down a maximum of twice. They go to Brian D. Wiggs, they scroll down a maximum of twice. They go to Elephant in the Room, they scroll down a maximum of twice. They go to any of my clients that we've helped them to double their companies, to grow their companies, papagallos.com, pizzeria right there in Florida. The average person does not scroll down more than twice on the website. Dave, would it shock you that the average person does not scroll down more than twice when they visit a website?
No, that's not shocking. People want things done fast and quick.
So whatever you're going to say, get it to the top of the conversation. Back in the day, they used to have newspapers, and when they had newspapers, the newspaper came folded in half, right? It was folded. And so they call it above the fold. The headline, the most important thing, that's above the fold. And then below the fold, that's the least important stuff. It's called hieratic scaling. If you went to broadcast journalism school, you studied marketing, it's called hieratic scaling. All that means is put the most important thing first. So if you're watching today's show and you say, what do I do with this information? Put the most important thing first. So let me give you an example. When people go to thrivetimeshow.com, I have found, because I've been doing business workshops for 20 plus years, people always want to know, when is the next workshop? Then they want to see testimonials. And that's why I have my testimonials button is literally on fire. And Dave, when they go there and they see 2,000 plus testimonials, people can't get enough of watching testimonials of actual business owners that have actually applied what they're learning. I've been doing this for 20 years. I know this to be true. I know if you're going to go visit skyhouse.com, skyhousecompany.com to build your house, you're going to want to look at that gallery. You're going to want to look at the testimonials. I know this to be true. It's very important. And we help all of our clients to optimize their websites. Now, step number 2. First class or nothing. Dave, I go back to the Kingdom Fuel. This product, kingdomfuel.com, is great, but it doesn't come in like a Ziploc bag that Dr. Sherwood individually packs himself. It does not come in a Ziploc bag that is sealed with duct tape from a man named Carl who packaged it in the lobby of his business. No, it's sealed. It's quality. It's sealed for quality assurance. You don't feel like somebody else has touched it. The branding is solid. I'm asking everybody watching today's show, rate your branding on a scale of 1 to 10. If 10 is the best and 1 is the worst. 10 is the best. 1 is the worst. How good is your branding on a scale of 1 to 10? And before we come back to the break, before we come back from the break, I encourage everybody, write that number down. If 10 is the best, 1 is the worst, write down that number, and then go to thrivetimeshow.com and click on the testimonials button and request your tickets for the September 25th and 26th upcoming Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business growth workshops. It's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. Get your tickets today at Thrive Time.
So Restore is a product that does what it says it does. It was made to, after you're detoxing and you're getting your body to zero in and focus, to restore the overall body.
It's a strategic combination of ingredients that will help restore your gut, but help your body reduce inflammation and function better in conjunction with its siblings. Remove the bad stuff, put amazing stuff in, and let your body handle the rest. Because we're made to be amazing. We just haven't unlocked the potential until now.
President Trump has a bold new vision to help secure America's future through the power of cryptocurrency. Partnering with pioneers like Elon Musk, he's turning crypto into the next frontier of financial freedom. But how can you advance your retirement in this digital age? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the world's first AI-driven platform designed to help your cryptocurrency investments thrive. Thousands of retirees nationwide are already securing their futures with Block Trust IRA and receive up to $2,500 in funding bonuses. The experts in accelerating wealth retirement.
And we're back with Kingdom Business Builders as we talk about things in the break, monkey brains and Kingdom Fuel.
Yeah, now real quick, Pastor Dave was saying here, you were saying during the break that, in the Marines, you've eaten a variety of things, and including monkey brains while stationed abroad. And I just want to encourage everybody, when someone goes to your website, it shouldn't feel like they're eating monkey brains to work with you. What happens is, and I'm trying to communicate this succinctly, and I tell this all the time to musicians I work with, doctors I work with, lawyers. I said, look, you're a world-class lawyer. You have all these degrees, all these certifications. You've had all these wins in the court of law. You've had all these wins. You're a music artist. You've had top hit songs. You've done so many great things, but your website looks bad. And they go, I know. That's why we're hiring you guys. And so, but if you're watching today's show and you're going, man, I'm watching today's show and I'm a contractor, I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, or I want to be. And man, my website on a scale of 1 to 10, my branding is 0. My business cards are terrible. My print pieces are awful. That's okay. It's called self-awareness, but we want to fix those things. Now, step number 3, again, I'm trying to help everybody out there generate more leads. Step number 3, don't overestimate the website visitor's interest. And I would just take it even further. Don't overestimate anybody's interest about anything. So, Dave, when I spoke to Eric Trump today, I will be kind of vague about what we talked about. But when I call Eric, Dave, I say, Eric, I'd like to discuss 4 quick items with you. He said, no problem. Dave, why do you think I always, whenever I call you or Eric, I do it when I call you, I do it when I call Eric, I do it when I call my wife. When I call anybody, I always say, hey, I got 4 quick things or 2 quick things. Why is it that I try to communicate what needs to be communicated in the first 60 seconds? Why do I do that, Dave? Because I'm around so many high productivity entrepreneurs. Why do I do that as a habitual form of communication? Why do I, when I call Eric, I say, hey, Eric, I got 4 quick things. When I call you, Dave, I go 2 quick things. Why do I do that? And why do I try to communicate the big things in the first 60 seconds?
Because it's putting the mindset. You're exactly right. You talk about people that have busy schedules and you set them at ease. Boom, I got 2 things I want to go over with you. And boom, you go right for the top one. And it keeps our interest and keeps everybody's valuable time going as well.
Talking to Eric today, I'm just being real. I'm talking to Eric today, and he wanted to just confirm details for the upcoming conference, September 25, 26. And he was just confirming his speaking time and a couple details. And great guy, kind person. Gracious. I want to brag on Eric, a true story. There's an employee at one of his locations by the name of Jim. So at one of the Trump resorts, there's an employee by the name of Jim. There's an employee by the name of Stuart. These are real people at his real businesses. And I was at one of the locations, and Jim says, Clay, I am so honored to know you. I love working for Mr. Trump, and I've had an opportunity to meet him every time he comes in. He always asks me how my family's doing, and how do you know him? And we start talking. And so I'm talking to Eric today, and I said, hey, I appreciate ABC 123. And by the way, Jim's doing a great job. He knew who Jim was. I mean, so you're talking about a kind and gracious guy who takes the time to get to know, there's 5,000 employees, by the way. He takes the time to get to know these people. But at the same time, I want to respect his time. So if you're building a website, okay, or you're having a conversation, or you're trying to generate more leads, don't overestimate the website visitors' interest in your topic. Don't overestimate how much time they have. So elephant in the room, it's our haircut chain. The first haircut's $1. We say that pretty quickly. Experience, enjoy, repeat. Try your first haircut for $1. And if you're distracted, you're driving, you're in a car, you can still schedule your first $1 haircut here. If you miss that button, we say book online. If you miss that, text to book. I mean, it's super obvious. We have the most important stuff first here. Brian D. Wiggs, you look at Sky House. What do people want to do? They want to read the reviews. They want to get in touch with them. They want to read the reviews. They want to schedule a consultation. Cavell Fit, what do they want to do? People want to start the program today. They want to get going. How much is it? How can I get started? You've got to be really clear to get the most, to make sure the main thing is the main thing. Now we move on to step number 4, the law of credibility. Never say anything you can't prove. And Dave, you know this because you and I talk offline. If I ever make a statement or a claim to you about, let's say artificial intelligence or, I don't know, Klaus Schwab or Yuval Noah Harari or the Great Reset or whatever's going on, what's in a shot or whatever, I always send you a link, don't I, Dave? I send you a link to the patent. I send you a link to the show. I send you proof. But Dave, I mean, you do the same thing. Why is it that people that are communicating, who are trying to communicate in a succinct way, why do we always send proof that what we just said is true? Why do we cite our sources? Why do we need to put testimonials on our website? Why do we need to prove everything that we say?
It's for trust and credibility. Once you build that trust and credibility, you show the people where to get that, to prove it, they feel more comfortable doing business with you.
And I'll just give an example. I talked to a guy today, and I'm just going to show you an example, Dave. I talked to a guy today. He says, Clay, I really want to come to the conference. I'm excited. I said, I'm excited. You're excited. And he says, I want to come to the conference. I just wanted to know, have you ever worked with a online product company where you've helped them to sell more than 10 million a year? This is what the question was, Dave. I said, yeah, in fact, I just interviewed Troy yesterday, and he just he just exceeded that number. So here is his testimonial. And he goes, well, how long ago was that? I said, yesterday. He's like, yesterday? So he looks, the timestamp, he calls me back. He says, sure enough, 19 hours you put out that testimony. That's crazy. He says, have you ever worked with another online product company? I said, yeah. He says, can you send me a link? I said, no problem. So I send him a link to the grill gun. He goes, you worked with the grill gun? I didn't know you worked with the grill gun. And the grill gun, now, again, that's a product you can find in stores all across America. I know Bob Healy's been on your broadcast before. There he is. He's been on Dude Perfect. But again, this potential customer, this potential conference attendee, he was so mind blown that not only did I have the answers to his questions, but that I was citing my sources. And so if you're watching today's show and you want to increase the number of leads that your company generates, you've got to cite your sources. And again, another example of that, I'm going to pull up thrivetimeshow.com. And I encourage everybody out there watching today's show, do not believe what I'm saying and click on the testimonials button. Dave, we have over 2,000 client testimonials on video that I've accumulated over the past 20 years. And someone says, you only have 2,000? You're terrible. Somebody out there is saying that, like 2,000. Well, if you've been doing it for 20 years, why do you only have 2,000? Well, I only work with 160 clients at any given time. It takes a long time to help someone generate success. Our client turnover, we typically have a client for about 6 years. So it's taken a long time to do that. But we have, look at this, folks. Click on the testimonials button. We have over 2,000 client testimonials from people all over these United States. I encourage everybody, go down that rabbit trail, have fun with that. Step number 5, this is the final step I want to give you on today's show. You got to make your call to action everywhere. What's the call to action? If you're watching today's show and you don't hate your body, I would encourage you to go to hisglory.me, look here for the Kingdom Economy, find the Kingdom Fuel, and buy it. I recommend you do it. Find the partners, find the button, find the thing, find it, get it, buy it. eat it, consume it, Kingdom Fuel, find a way to do it, find the button, find the thing, get it. But again, if I don't ask you as a viewer to do it, then that's a missed opportunity. It's a call to action. People don't just listen to content to find problems. They want solutions. If you go to CavellFit.com and you tell people, wow, the average person is overweight, 73% of America is overweight according to the CDC. I don't know that I trust the CDC, but 73% of people are overweight according to the CDC. If I tell you that, that's a problem. But what's the solution? Sign up CavellFit.com, based there in Boise. It's just $49 to get going. Sky House Company. You want to build a dream house? You want to have a beautiful house in the mountains that looks out over an incredible mountain view, Smoky Mountains? Great. I love that. However, what's the call to action? Schedule a free consultation, skyhousecompany.com. Elephant in the room. Your hair keeps growing. You can't make it stop. You want it to stop. Maybe you don't want it to stop, but you want your hair to look normal, good, stylish, whatever. Your first haircut's $1, elephant in the room. But Dave, we've got to have that call to action. And I think a lot of wonderful Christian business owners are reluctant for maybe reasons I don't know, Dave, because maybe I'm kind of new to certain kinds of denominations. But I have found that some of the most humble, kind, God-fearing people are often the most reluctant to ask for the sale, to ask for the deal, to do the call to action. I don't quite understand it. And before you answer, Dave, I want to share, the Reawaken tour that you and I teamed up on. I mean, that thing lost millions of dollars over a period of 4 years, but I could not have done it if I didn't have the ability to subsidize the losses. When we were in Oregon, just the building itself, to build the building because all the venues kept canceling us, the building that we erected in a parking lot in Oregon was over $600,000 just to build the building. And the story goes on. The Las Vegas event, you were at that. That was getting over a $700,000 expenditure to build the venue in Las Vegas. And people would show up at these events and they would say, wow, that's Kash Patel. That's Eric Trump. That's Dave Scarlett. Wow, that's Julie Green. That's Amanda Grace. This building, where did you find this? And usually the savvy entrepreneurs in the group would come up. They'd come up to the stage and they'd go, how much did it set you back? And I'm like, $600,000. So again, I would not have been able to put on the Reawaken tour if I didn't have the financial resources to do it. And thus, I don't ever apologize for asking someone to take action or asking someone to buy something if I believe in it. That's why I tell the listeners, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com, use promo code HisGlory, and get your tickets for America's Best Business Workshop. That's a factual statement. I'm telling you, you want the most interactive, most affordable, most engaging business workshop in the history of man, you go to thrivetimeshow.com. You request those tickets September 25, 26. Eric Trump's going to be in the house. It's game-changing. Marketing, branding, social media, hiring, firing, inspiring, accounting. But Dave, why do great Christians often struggle to go for it, to ask for the deal, to ask for the call to action?
I think they take a meek approach, of biblically meek, instead of being out front. And as you said, you got to be confident in what you're selling, and it takes money to do the things that you did with Reawaken, do things that we do at His Glory. You can't reach 1 billion souls unless you have the resources to be able to do it from east to west to north to south, all over the world.
How many baptisms did we have at the Reawaken tour? Approximately, I don't want to paint you in a corner. Do you know how many we had?
Over 7,500.
Yeah. And so when you think about, you can't put a cost on a soul, but if we lost millions of dollars and we had over 7,500 people that were baptized, you kind of do the math and go, it costs a lot of money to teach people about God. Yeah, it does. So I encourage everybody out there, don't just be a hearer of these words, be a doer. Get your tickets for the Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business growth workshop at thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com. And if you don't hate yourself, get the Sherwood Kingdom Fuel, eat it, take the 30-day challenge. I promise it'll change your life. And it tastes better than cat urine. That I can promise you. It tastes better than cat urine. Actually tastes good. You're going to love it. That's Kingdom Fuel, Dr. Sherwood's Kingdom Fuel. Get it?
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February. in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and people that parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 a.m. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is the creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group I was so impressed because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call. And we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual. And we picked it up and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to 100% growth. We're like a full functioning company. It's great. We're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls. We've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting like a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious, they're fun, they're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly, incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or when was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay, and let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business? Or was that something that you were maybe excited about or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa.